The Mandalorian's out. Did you watch The Mandalorian? I watched it. Did you watch it? I already asked you that. Why am I asking you that again? Anyway, let's talk about The Mandalorian. Favreau and Dave Filoni, they didn't disappoint. Now, I've been a big Jon Favreau fan way back from the early 90s when he did Swingers. Love Swingers. If you've never seen his movie he wrote and directed called Made, check that out. Really good movie. Always been a real Jon Favreau fan, except when he did Cowboys and Aliens. So I was really excited to see his name attached to a Star Wars project because he likes Star Wars. I've always known he's been a Star Wars fan, and it's always fun when a fan gets to play in the Star Wars world. So how did he do with The Mandalorian? Well, it's only episode 1, so it's really hard to say. I heard someone say there wasn't much of a story. Well, this is, like I said, episode 1. And episode 1 is going to be introduction to the characters and setup. But I love the feel of the show. They got it really right. It feels like Star Wars. And another thing I was kind of a little worried about, not too much going into it, is that being that it was for Disney Plus, it was for television, that maybe they would go cheap on some of the special effects and stuff like that. And being a Star Wars movie, you know, you come to expect great special effects, and they didn't fail here. There's a couple of scenes where they're riding, I don't know what they are, but they're kind of like dewbacks, just a shorter version of a dewback. Looks really good. It doesn't have that cartoony look to it. Now, a little bit of times when they walked, it looked a little jumpy, but I think that was more about how the creature was supposed to walk in the special effects. And when we want to talk about great special effects, now I'm going to call him IG-88. I think he's IG-11, but let's just call him IG because I'll forget his name. This character was great. Now, this is a spoiler if you hadn't seen it. On the first episode, he gets shot in the head and appears to die. But I don't think that's the last we've seen of him. Or maybe we see another droid that looks exactly like him with the same voice. I hope he's back because he was awesome. Finally, since 1980, we finally got to see IG-88 or someone like IG-88 in action, and it didn't disappoint, and it looks amazing. You can't tell. Really, when I watched this, I wasn't sure. Is this CGI? Did they CGI this in? It has to be CGI. Is it a puppeteer? What's going on here? It blended just right with the film. Now, a lot of times with CGI, like I went to see the new Terminator movie. Never get my money back for that. And when they were fighting each other, it looked cartoony. You could tell it was CGI, but like I said here, it's flawless. It looks really good. Now let's talk about fan service. That's another thing I hear some complain about. Too much fan service, whatever that means. I think it's great. I love when I see aliens and creatures and stuff from the other films. There's one part of this show where they're roasting a Salacious Crumb. Well, whatever his alien race is called, and there's another one in a cage looking terrified, knowing he's going to be cooked next. So that was great, and there's a lot of little background characters, and you see everything, not just from the original trilogy movie. You see some aliens that was in the prequels, and you even see people from the new movies. Remember that black series figure for The Force Awakens that no one knew who he was? Constable something, I'll put a picture up. Anyway, there's someone dressed like that in this movie here. I don't know if it's the same character, probably not. But I really love that. That was one of my complaints with The Force Awakens and the new stuff is when they showed, like, in Maz Castle, all these aliens. You really didn't see aliens that you saw in the original trilogy or the prequels. They were all new aliens. Now, I know it's a big universe and everything, but come on, you got to throw a Jawa in there, or a walrus man creature, or something in there. Say, hey, because you're going to see other humans, so why wouldn't you see other aliens that we know? Another great character was the Ugnut. That's right, there's an Ugnut in here, voiced by Nick Nolte. Now, the face looked like Nick Nolte, but it was too short to be Nick Nolte, so I don't know really, again, what they're doing here. Yeah, I don't know if they hired a little guy to play a Ugnut, but the face looks kind of like Nick Nolte. And he was great. I love this character, and I hope we see more of him throughout the film. And I hope we see more of him. Well, I guess one character we have to talk about is this one right here. The Mandalorian. Never shows his face. Doesn't take the helmet off, which I don't think they'll keep doing. I think we will see him without a helmet. We know the actor that plays him, so we kind of know what he looks like. But it has to be hard for an actor to act with a helmet on when he can't really show any emotions. But so far in this episode, no emotion was really needed. But I think he did pretty good. He was really great in the action scenes. Now, I know it's not always the same actor playing each scene. They have the stunt doubles dressed up like the Mandalorian. Overall, really did enjoy it. But again, it's just setup, introduction. It was a little too short. It was about 40 minutes long, and I was expecting at least an hour. I hope the next ones coming up are a little longer. When you don't have commercial breaks, if this was on a regular network television with commercial breaks, you would be looking at about an hour. But come on, we're not living in that world anymore. Make a show, at least make it 55 to 60 minutes, a little bit more, a little less, depending on the story. But it could have been a little longer. But then again, I know where they wanted to end it with the discovery of the baby. Now, this was a storyline I heard almost a year ago that it was going to be about a baby. And I didn't know it was going to be a baby Yoda or a Yoda-like creature. And they kept saying he was 50 years old. And I started thinking, okay, maybe the rumors I heard about the Mandalorian having a baby, he's got to take it somewhere, maybe all that wasn't true. Then they found the little egg thing, and I thought, okay, it is. It's a baby. That storyline I heard is true. But I didn't know it was a Yoda. And it was a great seeing. I know it's not a Yoda, but it's a creature like Yoda. So it was great seeing that. It was a cute little Yoda baby. The only thing I did find kind of very odd was the opening theme song. It just seemed kind of out of place. Now, I don't know if you watched the show yet. The theme song for the opening just seemed a little weird. Take a look.
We're off to outer space. We're leaving Mother Earth to save the human race. Our star blazers, searching for a distant star, heading off to Iskandar, leaving all we love behind. Who knows what dangers we'll find? We must be strong and brave.
Now, if you're really into action scenes, you'll really enjoy this. It's a lot of good action scenes. And the best is probably near the end when they go to that compound and he's teaming up with the IG character and they're fighting off these alien guys, these bad guys and everything. And the Mandalorian here jumps on this cannon and just spins around firing at everybody. It's pretty awesome. I really enjoyed this show and I'm curious what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below. But I really enjoyed this show. I know you're thinking, Junkman, you're going to like it as Star Wars. But I don't like all Star Wars things. I never could get into Rebels. I tried it, never could get into it. Really couldn't get into the Clone Wars. And don't even get me started on that Clone Wars movie. But so far, this was a good start. It's not a fantastic episode. It's not groundbreaking. It's not amazing. It's not all that stuff. It's just a good introduction to the series. And really excited about what's going to come next. And again, just from the first episode, you can tell the love that the guys and the team, everybody had making this film. They love Star Wars universe. They love the Star Wars lore. It was really great to see, and it really came across. Now, I'm working on something maybe a little longer for this weekend after episode 2, where there's some more discussion about the whole episode 1 and 2 and talking about each one. But right now, this was just more of my thoughts on it from just watching it. I just got done watching it, and I really just wanted to jump on here and let you guys know what I thought about The Mandalorian, and I'm curious what you guys think about The Mandalorian. Now, also on Disney Plus, the Star Wars films are all on there, so check that out. You'll notice that if you watch the Greedo Han scene, that's right, it's been changed again. There's an extra scene of Greedo added. At the very end of the conversation when Han Solo says, "Yeah, I bet you have," it cuts to a scene of Greedo, and he says something in his language to Han Solo without the subtitles. And then it cuts back to Han and Greedo shooting almost at the same time. Now, it's kind of odd that this was added, but from what I understand, this is something Lucas did when he still owned Star Wars, as he was planning to release a 4K version of Star Wars, and he went in there and tweaked this scene. It's really hard to say. It's a little jarring because you've seen the others so much, but I think it also makes that scene of the gunfire flow better. But nothing beats that original Han shoots first scene. Should have just left it like that, George. But anyway, I just want to know your thoughts on The Mandalorian. Tell me what you thought about it. Did you like it? What did you like about it? What did you hate about it? What do you hope to see coming up in the episodes? Are you hooked? Are you excited? Can you not wait for the next episode? I know I can't. I can't wait to see where this story goes. Again, I don't really know anything going into this other than he was going to find a baby and have to get it to some place, deliver it to someone. Who that is, I don't know. Can't be Yoda. Yoda's dead in this time period, although it's a Yoda type baby. Maybe it's Yoda reincarnated. No. Well, that's my thoughts on The Mandalorian. Again, in the comments, please let me know what you think. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you hope for more? Was it a letdown? Was it more than you thought it would be? Who's your favorite character? Mine, by far, so far, is the IG-11 or IG-88 wannabe. I loved it. It looked amazing, and he was so cool. I love that character so much. I hope we see a lot more of him. So until next time, please thumb up the video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll be back again to talk Star Wars, pop culture, toys, movies. Who knows what we're going to talk about, but we'll talk about it next time. Fred's going to take us out of here.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.